Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm so excited. Today we'll be playing with some new makeup releases. Just to get it out of the way real quick, this look will actually be up on Sunday. When I had originally filmed the video, I forgot to an intro. So my bad, I apologize for that, but this look will be up on Sunday, so definitely subscribe or just come back if you want to see how I create this look. I am doing it for St. Patrick's Day. But let's go ahead and just talk through all the products that we will be talking about in this video, and then we'll go ahead and just get started. So first up, I recently saw, which if you've seen my new makeup releases, I had saw e.l.f. came out with a mint melt primer. I believe it is supposed to smell like mint chocolate chip ice cream, so that's really exciting. They also came out with a Power Grip matte primer, so we'll be trying that as well. Profusion, I have been wanting to try some things from them, so I did pick up the Profusion Shimmer Hour Blush in Peach Mimosa. So that's what that looks like. It's like a glowy kind of blush lighter product. And then Profusion collabed with Casper. So I actually did, if you've seen that new makeup releases, I was talking about passing on this palette, but I actually decided to pick it up. So I did pick up the eyeshadow palette itself. Pop that open just so you can see. So that is what this beautiful baby looks like. And then I did pick up the little blush duo, and that is what that looks like. So let's go ahead and just jump into the video. So for primers, I actually have two, both from e.l.f. So it is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Kool-Aid Face Primer, then the e.l.f. Power Grip Matte Primer. So I'm thinking we'll just kind of split done between the two, and then come back with a wear test at the end of the day to see which one held up, or if they both held up. So the instructions look pretty similar for each one, so just rub and pat onto the skin. So this side is going to be the Melt Cooling Minty one. So far, it's feeling, I don't know if I'd say overly cooling. It definitely has like a minty smell. I feel like it's almost giving, I don't know if I'd say quite mint chocolate chip ice cream. It reminds me a little bit of like mouthwash, if I'm honest. And then a bit of, if anybody's had that extra mint chocolate chip gum, maybe like a little bit of that. And then for the other side, one thing I did not say is the mint one has a pump. This one is just a squeezy tube. And the other one came out like a gel. This also is coming out with like a gel, but it's kind of like white almost. That one was more green. So the same thing. I feel like this side I'm the most excited about and has like the most promise because it's kind of supposed to just be able to do like everything. So it's been about 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and feel each side. So they honestly feel really similar. I feel like the side with the matte primer is a bit smoother. I'm not getting like a really strong tackiness from each side. I'm getting a light tackiness, maybe a bit more from the mint cooling side. Let me go ahead and apply my face, and we shall see what it looks like. Alright, so for the eyeshadow portion, just starting with this lovely palette, and then just to show you real quick, unfortunately, this shade here that has the flames, I don't think I'm going to disturb the rest of it, but I hope you can see here, it is just a spray over, which is kind of a bummer, not surprising. The shade itself, though, is really gorgeous. Whoops, and you will see we'll actually use it. This palette is so bulky. Okay, I'm just going to start off with a little bit of Milani eyeshadow primer. So I am doing the tape method that I have been doing a lot lately just because, I don't know, I do know, I like the finish of it. I think I really like the crisp line. I feel like it shows off eyeshadow really nicely. I'm just going to start off with one of my usual kind of pencil type brushes, and I'm going to take this shade here, which is a black. It's like a black with some red speckles, but it pretty much is just a matte black and a pretty pigmented one at that. I did use it for my brows today as well. I'm just going to start by working this in. You might have to layer it up to get it more intense. That's what I had to do on the other side, but you definitely can get it there, and I don't think it's like hard to do that. Like, I think it works really easily. I still can't get over, like, as I've been playing a little bit with this palette, I guess this will be the second time now I played with it, but like for how cheap this is, I believe if I'm correct, $16, I'll have probably pop it in here somewhere, but this works really nice. I'm liking this, to be honest, probably a lot more than the original Casper palette. Not that I thought that one was bad, but I think that, if I'm correct, a lot of the colors were really similar, whereas this seems to have a nice variety of different shades that I really like. And as you see, we have a really matte, pigmented black shade. Going in, bit of a fluffier brush. We're going to dip in with, it's like a burgundy red shade, this one. And I'm going to start off by taking this to the edge of the color part of my eye here. And I'm just going to stamp lightly over that black shade just to help it to blend in. Taking that same shade, I'm just going to buff around the edges. The shade is blending in really well with this black. Sorry, I keep probably blocking you. My bad. Now, I will say for our next shade, I do wish that there was a little bit more of a transition between the two, just to make it a bit easier to blend, but there's not, so that's okay. We're going to go ahead and take this shade here. It's like a pinky peach shade with some flame imprints. I'm just taking kind of another bigger fluffy brush. I'm going to start off by putting this shade in the inner part of the eye. I really like this shade. It has like it's definitely like, I would say like a warmer shade, so it has some nice brightness. And I'm just going to try my best to blend these two shades together. If like they don't want to blend, but with some work, we can hopefully get them to blend in. If not, we can always do like I've done in past looks, where I just do like a cocktail of the two. Going around the edge. I feel this color is like really pretty. I almost feel like if you don't like to go with the black, you could do this with just that like red burgundy shade. I think that'd be really pretty. Buffing between the two. I feel like there is like a harsh line here that I think just is, unfortunately. So I'm going to dip my brush into the darker red and this like peachy shade just to try to create a kind of a mid-tone between the two. Taking an even fluffier brush just to soften everything out. And I don't think we've lost too much of our black, so I'll probably just leave that as is. I hope not. I feel like the way I have the tape right now, looks like my eye is drooping. I really hope not. But I guess we'll see when we take the tape off. This is probably as blended as we're gonna get. I just took some more time with the same brush, just blending between the two shades. And I think this is probably as soft as I can get. I do feel like there's still a bit of a line, but hopefully you won't be able to notice it. I guess we'll see. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and take some glitter primer. This is an old Ladybug Glow one. I don't think they make it anymore, sadly. I really want to try the one from Gourmand Girls. I was actually going to make a purchase today from Gourmand Girls because they have a March Madness sale thing going on. But I went to look and there was like nothing new that I necessarily needed. I kind of also want to try their mascara just to see if it's any good. And I'm just applying this product to the lid. Okay, and then a lot of these shimmer shades, I am just going to say, like the more shiny ones are putty formulas. So just keep that in mind if you don't like that. The one that definitely feels the most putty, which sadly we are going to be using today, is this like reddish one, the reddish pink. It just, I mean, you can see, hopefully I'm barely touching it and there's like an indent. Like it is wet. So if you don't have an issue with these type of shades, I think you'll definitely love it. Let's hope it holds up over the day. But it is really pretty. And then for some additional sparkle, I am just going to take our same brush we used to apply that glitter primer. I'm just wiping off the brush. And we are going to go in with our flame shade. I am just tapping or picking up color above the flame. This part does pick up really well. I'm just going to tap this into the inner corner. I have noticed though tapping is the best way to get this product to go on. And then I'm going to take some along the brow bone as well, tapping that in. Go back with that brush we used before, just to kind of pull some of the sparkle down a little bit so it blends in a bit better. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm probably just going to take some of the same shades, like that black and that red, along the lower lash line, and then we can go ahead and move on to blush. Alright, eyeshadow is complete. I really like how this looks. I think it looks really, really pretty. And I'm excited to continue playing with this palette. I will have, if you are curious, on Wednesday, I believe, I will have a short doing another look. I did a purple look with this palette, so definitely stay tuned for that if you want to see that. Let's go and move on to our blush. So I did pick up the Profusion Shimmer Hour Liquid Blush Lighter in the shade Peach Mimosa. I talked about this product in one of my new makeup release videos. I'm just going to go ahead apply. So it does say to shake well this product, and then it has like this kind of sponge applicator. I am going to go ahead and just use the back of my sponge. So when I did swatch this on my skin, it is really shiny. Uh-oh. Did it already set? Uh-oh. Maybe I talked just too fast. No. Oops. Okay. Okay, I was watching somebody else's video, I'm blanking right now, but they did talk about how this does set really fast, like literally really fast. Okay, let's try that again. Let's do one cheek at a time. And I'm like, not even gonna close up. I'm just gonna go with our sponge. It's like, even then, it's like automatically setting. I don't know if I need to be using like my finger or something. Because it's like the brush is just kind of, not the brush, the sponge. It's just kind of like putting it where it is. I don't like that. Let me think. I'm thinking I'm gonna like pop a decent amount onto my hand. Try to. And then I'm just gonna pick some up with the sponge. Maybe that'll work better. Okay, I think that's working better. This really just gives like a nice color. I hope you can see. And it gives like a nice glow. I do like it for like, I think this is a product that blends in really well. But as you saw, I obviously have had some issue a little bit with it. I don't know if it's the foundation I'm wearing because my face is not set. So like, I did not expect to have this issue. Here, let's kind of drag it. Maybe that's a bit better. There, I think that's a bit better. But it definitely adds a nice glow to the skin. I do kind of appreciate that it's not, I don't think, overwhelmingly glowy. When I like apply it to my hand, here we even have like full power here. Hopefully you can see. But it's pretty shiny. I'm happy that it's not like that on my skin. We do have another blush that I did pick up from them, which is a powdered blush. So it is the Hot Stuff one from that same Casper collection. I was not originally going to pick this up, but, you know, as this happened when we all want free shipping, we have to pick up something else, and this is like the only thing that stood out to me. So this is what this does look like. If you did see my new makeup releases, I did talk about how it is like a split pan, like literally in its own separate pan, so that's pretty nice. So let's just see what this does. I'm gonna go ahead and powder my face, and then we'll be back. So we're back. I went ahead and just did a simple lip. I feel like I way overdrew my lips, so ignore that. All I use is just a red lip liner, and then I've been loving to just take a lip balm. This one came in an old Ice Cream Beauty box, not old, but Ice Cream Beauty box from last year, in the shade Smooch. I think it's pretty. I don't usually wear like brighter lips, if you knew, but this is like my easy bright lip to use products that I already have. So anyways, let's go ahead and take our blush. I'm thinking of taking the matte blush first, and I'm just using, I love this fluffy brush from Sonia Kashuk. This helps to not apply too much. And I think that's pretty. That's like a nice flush. And then I did not say, I set the entire face, but I kind of left the cheek area so that we would have that shine. So kind of poking through. And I think it really adds a really beautiful glow. Let's go ahead and try the glowier side. I'm almost tempted to treat this kind of like a highlighter. I'm going to just take like a fluffy kind of highlighting brush. You can of course use this as a blush if you would like. And let's just hit the tops of the cheeks. Okay, so this is our finished look. I'm going to go ahead and go to work. So we'll be back probably in about, how many hours is that? Is it like 10 hours? That's crazy to think. It's like a little after 6 right now, and I will be home around 4. So yeah, we'll see you in about 10 hours. Alright, here I am 10 hours later. It's a little after 4. I would definitely say I'm a little shinier. Don't mind. I have been breaking out so bad lately. I don't know what is happening. I do feel like I definitely would say I look shiny. I don't feel like I look so, like, horrible. The eyeshadow looks amazing. That has still really held up. The shimmers did not crease at all. That probably could have been because I used the glitter primer. I don't feel like either side is more matte than the other. To be honest, I would just say it probably needs a little bit of setting powder. Let me re-get myself ready and we'll be back to finish this. Much better. I just went ahead and set my face with some of the Milani Stay Fit powder. I also did change my lip color up to the Black Moon Cosmetics Immortal liquid lip. It's like a shiny metallic lip. Definitely feels a bit more like me. Let's go ahead and just talk through the products. The primers, I kind of feel like both kind of did the same thing, if I'm honest. I'm definitely really intrigued by this one a little bit more. I think obviously this one's going to be temporary because it's just the mint thing. If you're tempted to buy this, I think it's fine. It's not very sticky, so I'll continue to use these. If you have any suggestions, though, of a good matte primer, especially drugstore, of course, ideally, but I'm even tempted or willing to look into high-end, especially for areas like my nose this summer. I really just want something that will actually help to control shine and oil. I don't know if that is truly a possibility. I feel like I'm trying to do all the correct steps to do that. I am all ears to that. The eyeshadow palette, seriously, for the value, I mean, even if you're just tempted, I love this. And I'm just gonna say, I appreciate the fact that Profusion is doing fun colors. Now, granted, I'm sure they have other colored palettes and stuff like that, but for someone like myself, who of course loves colorful makeup, for such an affordable price point, I'm in love. Profusion is a brand that I'm like really intrigued by, so I will more than likely be checking them out a lot more. This little blush thing, I like the glow that it gives. You saw I struggled a little bit to smooth it out, but it does last all day. I more than likely will continue to try this to see if there's like something easier for it to maybe be able to like blend it out. I really do like this. I'm happy I did buy this. The Hot Stuff Turn Up the Heat little blush duo. This shade as well is a really nice blush shade, and the Shimmer blush is nice as well. I think it's a cute duo, and honestly, I don't think the pans are too small to get your brush in. I don't really necessarily feel like I wasted my money on anything, so that's good. I will definitely keep playing with these things. Definitely let me know what you think. I'm hoping this might be sort of a new series or something new that I'm doing on my channel, just because I really want to start playing with more stuff. Don't get me wrong, I will still be bringing you indie eyeshadow palette reviews, things like that, so that will not be going anywhere, but I really want to play with more, and especially as my budget just for right now, I'm not able to buy like all the high end, you know, or mid-tier, more high end stuff.